Hey everyone, and welcome to crypto trading and investing. You know what? This video actually took me, I think, recording 7 or 8 times, and yeah, I just kept deleting them because I wasn't really too happy with how that was going. I could go for easy, cheap shots on how to do this, but I decided to create a PowerPoint, downloaded some things, did all the calculations because I did them in live. I think it was a little bit too disorganized. So what I'm going to do is I put all the information together. I took the screenshots, chopped them up, put them in here, used the Binance calculator, which helped. And this was based on a real trade that did recently just happen. It wasn't necessarily the same dollar amounts, nor uh, would it have been the same kind of reckless trading there. But the reason why I'm putting this here, and it might be one mistake as far as the calculation, the wallet balance, I think it takes your whole wallet balance, and in hindsight, I only put what was the remainder after putting the trade in, which means the liquidation price actually would have been a little bit lower. But even in this scenario, it still works out for us because, like I said, this is based on a real trade. But the dollar amount ratio was a lot smaller compared to the wallet balance, as you'll see in a second. So the answer to the question, as you see from the screenshot little annotation thing, is maybe that we can have it here. But we're going to go into detail about what. This is not a beginner video. If you want to show this to your friends that have never heard of VeChain or Cardano, this isn't the video to be like, what is VeChain or Cardano? I'm primarily a trading guy. So for me, and once again, this isn't financial advice. I got to say that SEC will be knocking on the freaking door saying, hey, get this guy off of YouTube. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Of course, always look into the things on your own. This is for educational and entertainment purposes. Once again, educational entertainment purposes. So with that being said, let's get over and do this. If you'd like to join our Discord, we got a Discord right here for you guys here. Let me pause this video. Okay, let's pause this for a second. All right, guys, sorry about that delay. Discord took a little bit longer to load up on this newer computer. I think it's a piece of crap, the one I got. So I'm going to have to take it back. Probably will take it back today. So with that being said, anyway, we got a Discord, and we can trade these things without knowing anything. I could trade feathers, hunks of crap, whatever it is. And some people argue, well, this hunk of crap comes from a dung beetle, so therefore the intrinsic value means it's going to, well, we don't need to worry about that. But in this video, ironically, I will be talking about some things to speculate here. But I mainly base things off of charts. And the charts will tell us things there, and people will say manipulation. Here's another thing where people that aren't traders will say some things. They'll say the market is manipulated, price goes down, manipulation. But if we really think about it, price going up and changing at all is technically manipulation. The things can skyrocket up, and they can go up and then they can come down. That's all manipulation. It's not manipulation only when it goes down. And we hear a lot of people whining about manipulation. So we have to take that into consideration. This pattern right here would typically have gone into completion and broke down, depending on if it's a downtrend. We got to know what trends we're in. Trends can change. This is the 1 minute chart. 1 minute chart shows things a little bit sooner than other ones, but we have to look at higher time frames in order to tell where things are, where we're at, where do we go. Once again, this is like the opposite of that, which typically breaks up, but we got to see. Okay. So anyway, that's what I just wanted to mention. I wanted to mention these things here. One of our members thought that it looks like VeChain, VeChain was gonna make a W, and this was at 2 cents for VeChain. Okay, and no, I said it might be, but that's a huge W where people will get wrecked from the dump. Take a look at the monthly chart. You see it was rejected the exact spot it was. And then I said, it's more like a head and shoulders. And look at where it was. It was 0.19. We could see it was on the 8th. Let's take a look at maybe how accurate or not accurate that was. let's see, on the 8th, we were right around here, 1.9. Boom. It completed. What did it complete? Oh, it completed the head and shoulders that we saw in the 15 minute. It didn't show anywhere else. It was the 8th, still the 8th, still the 8th to 9th. So no matter what, it was 1.9. Even if you say it popped up right here, what did it do? It dumped. There was no W to be seen. When it hits a point and it's rejected. And this is what I was talking about as well. When we're coming into trading, I didn't know anything about VeChain news or anything about that. That's what we have to take into consideration. When you're trading, I'm not looking at news technically unless the market has shifted into another one. Whatever reason VeChain's going up, I can just see, hey, look, this is either a sell setup, which I thought these things were. And then, of course, market can act irrational longer than we have money in our pockets. So if we just short out of nowhere, then we get wrecked. But this could be a sell setup, but because I'm day trading, you can still, even if this is getting ready to dump in a scenario that it dumped, day by day, hour by hour, and scalping like me on the 1 minute to 15 minute charts, well, I could do a whole bunch of things, long and short, in the same day. But these were important areas to look at. And I said, hey, once it gets here, it's going to skyrocket. And what did it do? It skyrocketed above that. Okay. And this is where we were, where we consolidated. I said we're at the bottom of the W. We could go to our trade updates. And these are just so on and so forth. I could go through and say, hey, look at these things. And I'm updating those things. And I said, this looks very bullish for VET because it broke out of descending triangle and busted the heck back in. Here's some testimonials. Not everybody's in there. I'm going to get to it in a second. This is the show part. Please bear with me. This guy on the 10th, there are more people, even though it's the 13th right now, there are more people that put their profits in the general chat than they do here. I tell people to share their profits and losses. It was 152% from shorting Doge as soon as he got on there. This was 32% profit. The guy's from Europe, so it has a comma. For the people that are American that are listening to this video, 18%, 61%. You can see these multiple days, not 195%. Wow. 42%, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you go back, we're going back to June. And there are more people. I tell you to share the profits and losses. Why the losses? Because we want to see and be able to correct. Okay, why did you get in this position? Okay, when you share your profit, what did you do to get into that? Because what we're trying to do for educational purposes, remember, is to determine, do you have proper risk management? Are you getting in pretty good? Was this a lucky trade that you got profits on? Was it a good trade that you lost on? That's what we are trying to figure out and to help people get better. If you're interested in the trading aspect, it's $60 a month. It's CTAI at protonmail.com. And if you want to, you could just play this on 2x speed as well. We're about to get into that right now. We went through this long introduction at the beginning, but we're about to get into that right now about this. So with VeChain and Cardano, you see the price now. We're going to be basing it off of the current price, which was about an hour ago or 2 hours ago when I was making this video or making the slideshow and everything. And we're going to look at even Cardano. Okay. Like I said, this is from the trading aspect, even without the news. I'm going to just go right here where we're going to be basing it off of this. This was based on a real trade that I took out. Dollar amounts may or may not be the same, and it definitely is not as reckless as the trade here. And I'm basing it on a more reckless way of trading only because this is kind of like the real life thing that people do. I would not recommend this at all, but we're going to give it this because I actually, and this is based on the past, that I did reckless trading like this too. So it's kind of like more realistic on a lot of us. We come over leveraged, undercapitalized, and the scenario could have been, I could have got wrecked, but I still had, and by wrecked, well, I could have gotten liquidated. Wrecked means we don't have any more money to trade. And I would have had more money to trade. I just would have used it for investing. So that's why I have my backup stash or whatever for the trading and investing. But this was on this where I looked at this as a bull flag right here. right here and took out a trade, a long at 0.0525 cents. But for everybody outside of the US that may not understand what cents are, 0.0525 USDT. I took out that long. The liquidation was somewhere in this area for the example, whereas my liquidation was much, much lower because it wasn't a super large amount of my trading capital there. And I sold and closed at 10 cents, 0.1 USDT. So that was a swing trade. I announced it in our group here in the active. We have the investing part people, we have the swing traders, and we got all the day traders that do the trade update stuff and the general chat. So we also got scalpers. This is a overall group for everybody. So let's get into the actual stuff now. Let's go over. So I made this for the YouTube channel. Obviously, this is a white background. These are things here that I'm going to be testing and quizzing people on in the group to say, okay, what does this look like? What are we here? Okay, this is up. This is on the daily chart. How many days? Does it look like it's a sell? Okay, it's up like 6 green days. Okay, now you think about selling 7 green days. Okay, it's kind of getting there. Boom, it's sell. So that's what we're going to talk about. So anyway, let's continue. Can 88 and VET, is it ADA, ADA, VET, VET? I don't know. Can 88 and VET, Cardano and VeChain still make you $1 million after the pump? Well, obviously I spoiler, maybe. So let's go to the next one. So we got 2 scenarios here. We got the buy and hold strategy, and then we got the trading and market cycles and buy and hold. So I went over market cycles in the last video. Actually, I think the very last video and another one. Now I got way more views and people watched the entire thing when I said VeChain to $1 million or something like that in the last one. I got like 400 something views. Now I used to have another YouTube channel, and then somebody spammed the copyright thing on me and shut it down, and it had a lot of subscribers, and I would get thousands and thousands of views. And I think my highest videos got 10,000 of views. But then I made this to not talk about live trading, because there's some guy that just keeps targeting people that talk about live trading stuff, and it really got annoying. So for all of my stuff about trading and everything, that's just in my Discord. But I'm going to talk about general purpose here. I don't want to read articles every day, as some people do. And it's a lot of money to be made in that, but that's not what I'm going for. I'm here to like help people in the trading aspect in those. So we got the buy and hold and market cycles. Market cycles is one of the most important things for a buy and hold person anyway. I put it as a separate thing because people buy and hold, they don't know when to sell. And that's pretty bad. So we're going to start here. I understand that some people may not have this. I kind of arbitrarily pulled 5,000 out of my hat of numbers. So I split that, said 5 and 5. So this could have been any different combination of numbers, but we're going to see how this outperforms. So if you only got $25, it's going to be a lot harder because on Binance minimum order is $10 to, do some stuff. But if you got $250, you got $500 or whatever, you kind of add and subtract zeros at the end, and that's how you get where you can get up. So where will we end up at? And also, I realized that it's going to take more money. I was talking about accumulating VET because I believe that before it split into VET and VTHO, here's the background around this, that the previous all-time high for VeChain was $9.80 something cents. Previous all-time high for Cardano was $1.27, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me in the comment section below. Now, VET used to be VEN, and then it split 1 to 100 into VeChain and VTHO. I don't want to go into details about exactly what those are, but you get paid VTHO for holding VeChain. And VTHO actually had an all-time high of 4.6 cents, if I'm not mistaken, or 0.046 USDT, whereas VeChain is 0.02799 or something like that, which is ironic because VeChain is the actual cryptocurrency, and the other thing behind it that isn't used as that crypto got a higher all-time high for the new crypto. And I think VeChain can still get back up to that $10, but that's the moonshot scenario. And so I was telling people to accumulate as much. So that means $1,000, 1,000 times 1,000 is $1 million. But because of the current price, it's going to take a lot more. It would take actually, I think, exactly 2,500 at the price I calculated at for it to get to 1,000. No, it would take somewhere like almost 10,000 to get to $1 and get $1 million. So I mean, it's not the same as 100x, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? So here we go, 2,500 or 2,500 for Cardano, and that. Here are the results of the buy and hold strategy. So if we were to buy right now, current price, or the current price when I made this, it was 0.0193 USDT. We sell it at $1, not the moonshot one, just more conservative. And some people might argue here. Now, I want to put the asterisk mark. They're going to say, how the heck does VeChain get to $1 with that huge supply? Well, if unlimited currencies, dollars, are being printed out by every single government over the world, then market caps and supplies of these are irrelevant, in my opinion, from what I've seen, because things can keep going up. Why does the freaking S&P 500 keep hitting new all-time highs? Why did the NASDAQ hit an all-time high when we were in closed down businesses, forced to be closed down by the governments, no backup or anything real given to people in the United States? Why was that? Oh yeah, they're technology companies and people are using them more. Still, it doesn't make any sense, okay? No amount of illogical reasoning to try to reason around things is going to say NASDAQ hits new all-time high. Not at all. People will be doing mental gymnastics all day and every day to justify that. All it is, money printing, backup, we got your back, and people taking out debt to then buy that up. And then the shareholders that don't have that debt, but their companies have debt, they will be able to benefit from that. And Bitcoin is pumping in the background. So that's kind of the background there. So market cap is kind of irrelevant. Just look at how much currency is being printed and given out. So these things can be blown up and inflated. That's technically what it would be. It would be inflated to these prices. So $1, that would be 129,500 US dollars. Price of Cardano, 13.4 cents, or 0.134 USDT. Sell at $3. I think it could go to 10 or higher than that too. But we're going to give it that, 55,970 US dollars. So I put the decimal spot for the Europeans or the people that use decimals too, so they can see this and understand this, because us in the US kind of use commas, you know, but they can use a period. So the total is 1,085,000. Whoa, my goodness, 185,470 US dollars. Not a bad outcome, but that doesn't include the staking. Like I said, rewards for VTHO, also price increase because people are trading that. So the price will more than likely increase if Cardano's price increases too. And then a few other factors that could lead to more money here. So you could stake and get a super node or whatever, depending on how much you get. This is also just saying you just put in this, you aren't doing monthly accumulation, just all once, hit it and quit it, right? One time. You just got this money. You say, hey, I'm going to put my head in the freaking sand, not look at it until it gets to that and put a sell order or something like that. Okay, that's one. And also you get staking rewards for Cardano, depending on that and all the other stuff. So now we're going to do the trading and market cycle. This is the fun part. We're going to pretend like our future self said, hey, thank you very much. Shout out to my Discord. If you want to join that, $60 per month. Look at the description below, ctai@protonmail.com. Email when you're ready to join. We just had some people join from the last one, already liking it so far. And as you saw from testimonials and things like that. So 2,000 allocated for trading. The rest, 3,000, is left to buy and hold as the fallback. So just in case we get wrecked, you know, in the trading aspect, we got another 3,000. Now that's going to eat away significantly at our long-term profits. But I think if we took the 3,000 and then calculated that out, and we still got like 100,000 off of it, I think we'd be okay. We just starting with 5,000 and then we wind up like 100,000. I think anybody, rationally speaking, would say, hey, that's not a bad return on investment. Now let's explore what happens when we have used it in different areas. Okay, calculations right here. All right, here, Cheerio Chef. That's the price once again. Now, these are the prices that we're going to have as the sell prices. I'm going to make it so hard. Okay, I'm going to make it so hard to make money on the trading aspect and make it so easy. So we're going to sell, we're going to buy at the same prices for VeChain, but we're going to sell we're going to calculate the prices of what we have out of that 3,000. And matter of fact, I'm just going to pretend it was 5,000. So you had an extra 2,000 just sitting around. So 7,000 total. And when we do these calculations here, we're not even going to use and this was 1.1. I actually changed these numbers because it just wouldn't make any sense. You can't actually go to 1.1. Like I said, you can't actually go to 1.1 at 50x. That's not, Binance would not allow you to use that much money in there. I think the max out was 999 there. Now, like I said, I based it on my trade. So more or less kind of roughly where I'm kind of getting at. So you couldn't use that much. I actually meant to put 1,000 because I was going to round the number, but that's just a note. But anyway, so we're going to use approximately about 1,000 or something like that. We're going to see the scenarios 50x long, reckless, very reckless. Target price 0.1 USDT, close to 100%. Close 100%. Oh, that means close the position 100%. I'm like, what the heck did I put there? So like I said, we're going to buy at the same price here. So we're going to go in the past on May 18th when I went into this position. And then we're going to sell or calculate our prices at this. So we're going to do May 18th for both of these. VeChain, I was not paying attention to VeChain at the time, so I didn't get into a trade there. But I was paying attention to Cardano. So we're going to sell at these prices, okay, for the buy and hold strategy. But we're going to sell here for the trading strategy. You see the difference in that? So the other 3K is used for split even for both of them, okay? So here are the results from the buy and hold, max 2,500 each for each of them at the prices of 0.0525 USDT and 0.00433 USDT. That's what those two are. It's 6,380 for Cardano. That's the US dollar, not how much Cardano we have. And 11,085 for a total of $17,456. That's what we will have today if we use that and we bought it on the same day, okay? Now we're going to see what this other part. Now this is the fun part. This is the fun part. First, we got to look at the liquidation price, okay? So I think I did the wallet balance thing incorrectly. I usually use such a small amount of my wallet in a trade that kind of like the liquidation prices just don't pop up all the time. Only sometimes when I use like relatively small amounts and then I use a larger amount of the wallet. But typically, I think I actually was supposed to put my entire wallet here because it was subtracted and do the calculation here. But even with this messed up scenario, instead of me putting 2,000 all together, right? And I actually think I did this based on 1,500. So that means the liquidation price would be even lower. I did this on 1,500 total, actually, instead of 2,000. So because my mind was still on the 1,500 instead of that. So because I originally was going to do 1,500. So I'm even looking at this in real time and saying, hey, this liquidation price is actually much lower. It would more than likely be like 4.1 or 3.9, not if I'm not mistaken. Especially if I put the entire 2,000 number here. That will be using half of that instead of this mollywop, I don't know, right here. So that's the liquidation price, 900,000 ADA at 50x. That would be worth about $945. Here's half of that, okay? Which means we got a balance of 10,027. Once again, I was supposed to put the full balance. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong in that calculator. I think I was actually wrong in this picture. So the liquidation price would be even lower. Better scenario. This is half of that with 450,000 for that. Profit potential on half of that. Now, look at this. We would use 472, which actually we probably use like 475. And we would get $21,375. Now, I'm not calculating any fees in all of this whole thing. Instead, I'm just discounting that we're going to be messed over and everything in trading. Okay. And we're not calculating any fees in the buying and selling for the investment aspect either. So yeah. Okay. That's what we got. We buy here, we sell here. That's our total. Now, this is the amount, and this is assuming that you don't get auto deleverage. I took out a trade just like this one actually. I did not get auto deleverage. I have no freaking clue how I didn't get auto deleverage. Actually, I didn't used to get auto deleverage on Binance, but now they auto deleveraged me a couple times on some of my positions, which is why I also try to stay away from the max leverage. Plus, they force you to use like really tiny amounts, and it's just not worth it for me to be like 75x. I'm putting $100 in there, and then they auto deleverage me. If I could use $100 and it could come out to a similar profit to this, then yeah, I would. But yeah, so 50x, 945 to $42,750. Not bad, right? Now, let's see what the results in the short term is. Trading market cycle gave us an extra $25,285 of usable cash from scenario 1. That does not include the not used 555. Actually, that doesn't include the non-used 1,000 plus that I did not use because I'm still calculating on that. So that will actually be 26,000. But I digress. And that's subtracting it from that 17,000 number. Remember, scenario 2. And once again, this is incorrect. It will be 1,527 roughly that we didn't use. But hey, scenario 2, we get an extra $3,990. Not bad, because we got 21,375. Okay, this was the safer approach, and obviously you see your risk and reward safeness there. Okay, and this is half that we used, and you see the profit scenario here compared to that, and you're like, wait a minute, 4,000 almost to 25,000. How is that? Basically, like almost that's 6 times more than here. Well, it's all about exponential growth. The more risk that we take, the more money that we have, the more money that we make. Okay, that's just how it is. This was half. It doesn't mean the profit scenario gets cut in half because we're still subtracting 17,000. Okay, now this profit total was in half, but we're subtracting from 17,000. Okay, that's where this is there. We're competing against our buy and hold strategy, and not even the real buy and hold of 3,000 compared to this, because we will have an even larger amount. We're just comparing it to and just giving them the best of the best, not selling at the same spot, because if we even sold at 0.01 USDT and on the same day we sold VeChain, whatever price that was, I'm almost certain that this 3,000 is probably going to look more like 9 to 10,000, and this would be like 35,000. Okay. So what can we do with this? Okay, so here's the thing. This is what we can do with this. This is how we can get closer to that million, because that's the reason why you guys are looking at this. A portion could be used to invest in the assets that we hold. Once again, the portion that we profit from can be used to invest in the assets that we hold. So let's go back to the last page. So we got 25,000 extra dollars. You can say off the top, I'm paying myself 285 for all the trouble that I went through. Or you say the original investment or something like that. Say $2,000 I take for myself. Okay, fair enough. 3,000 you give to friends and family, whatever you want to be charitable and stuff like that, right? That means you got 20,285, and then 285 you take for yourself again. So you got $20,000 extra that you can do some things with that. Now, I guess I wouldn't necessarily pay myself if you're working a job and you're able to do that type of return because you're doing a swing trade and some things like that. Maybe you keep doing the same thing so that you can use maximum effort here, and plus maybe you got lucky and stuff. So that's what I would think myself in the beginning. Um, like if I'm just trading and I'm still working a job and everything like that. So until it becomes more consistent, then I'll say, hey, okay, now I'll consider quitting and using this for bills and stuff. But 20,000 extra, we can put another 2 or 3,000 and blow it into inflate the pocketbook that we have for VeChain. Like I said, if we think the target is going to be $1, how do we get to 1,000,000? Well, if we do the current calculations, actually, and I'm going to do this off screen based on my phone. If I'm not mistaken, we would need somewhere around, so VeChain is almost 2 cents. We probably would need a total of $20,000 in order to get to that point times 1. Yes, we would need an order of magnitude of $20,000 in order to get, so $20,000 at the current price, which is almost 2 cents. We're getting very, very close to 2 cents for VeChain. But if it were at 2 cents, then what we need here is that we need the price to go to $1. We will have 1,000,000 VeChain. We sell it there, and that's where it is. So with that one move, we actually have been able to get to that. We can just inject the rest, the other 18,000, whatever it is, the difference. Or we could just use all of it and say, hey, look, more and more. Or we could try our hand at saying, okay, I know VeChain is probably going to pump and stuff. I'm going to take 10,000. So I got 500,000. I'm going to put that into VeChain. The other 10,000, or you just didn't pay yourself or give anything away. You got 15,000 here. Maybe you put 15,000 and put it into VeChain. You got 10,000 left over because you started with 2,000. Now you got the 10,000 left over here. That's the difference in price. I'm not even including just the profit that you made. You actually can just put, because you got $42,750 plus the 17,000, right? So you can actually inject a full 20,000 and still have another 22,000 here. I'm just subtracting it from this part that we subtracted there. But realistically speaking, we actually have it in these two scenarios. So no matter what scenario we have the 17,000 there that we have there total, but that's 17,000 if you sold VeChain now, okay? We can put and inject $20,000. Now, with this scenario here, remember our original wallet balance of 2,000 is still there. So even taking this out of the equation, these are our profits, okay? These are our profits that we have here. So that means if we took the 20,000 in even the worst case scenario, quote unquote worst, we will have $3,375 still in our wallet, and we put the other 20,000. So here are the results. Another portion could be used to continue trading. Yes. Can we still get to $1 million after that and 88 pump? Buy and hold? Maybe. Strong maybe. Trading, in my opinion, more likely yes, but still difficult because trading in real time, who would have had the mental fortitude to not sell at any moment? Who would have had the foresight to say, hey, you know, Binance is charging us some fees because it's going to take it out of your profits in your wallet, because they do every 8 hours, there's a funding fee. So there is not, like I said, it's based on a real scenario. So I had funding fees that I had to pay. And then in some ways, I actually got paid because it became a short scenario, which I winded up at the end of it making more money from the funding fees being paid to me than the ones that were taken away. So I actually made a profit on that. But let's just say worst case scenario starts to take away from us. it's still difficult in real time because so many people didn't have the mental fortitude. I actually thought I should have closed a third or half of my position because it still could pump up. But I was too, to me, my nervous strategy here was to say, hey, you know, I'm closing 100% of it. Boom, I'm out. I don't want it to start pulling back against me. I'm out. I hit my target. I hit my target. I'm out. I'm happy with the money that I got. So that's what we can do here. If you would like to learn more about this, I guess that part got cut off at the top. It says join Discord School for Trading and Investing. It's only $60 a month, 500 monthly VIP. Those are for the people that have more trouble, and you kind of get more one-on-one with me. You get weekly videos custom made for you. But that's CTAI. That's if you ask the questions. If you don't ask questions, there's no weekly video made for you because you aren't asked questions in VIP. In my opinion, most people, realistically, $60 a month should be enough for us to join the school. And it's like a family. People help each other out there. So it's CTAI@protonmail.com when you're ready to join. Shoot an email. I'll be sending you a USDT wallet address to do that, or Monero, one of those two. And that's where you will pay the exact same one every single month. And I just do it on the same day every month. So no matter what day that you paid originally, we just kind of prorate that. That means subtract or whatever for that month, and then you just charge on the same day every month. You just pay there. So with that being said, hey, look, if you guys learned something, cool. If you like it, drop a like and a comment. If you disagree with it, but you appreciate somebody else having a different opinion about this to you, drop a like, drop a comment. Tell us how you disagree here. If you don't like it, I would prefer that you do not hit the dislike button. But hey, you know what? Hit the dislike. You help me get more people and views and everything. And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help more people out and reach more people with this. So, like I said, $20,000 at 2 cents would be able to get us to the million. That means 30,000 at 3 cents, 40,000 at 4 cents. And as that keeps getting farther and farther away from some of us, that's where it would be in that scenario. And then I didn't even calculate the Cardano aspect of it. We're just focused on VeChain. There's so much more that we can go into this, but this would be forever in a day. So with that being said, I'll catch you all on the flip side. Oh, I'm glad I kept recording. I thought I had paused this and I was recording to nothing. I would have been so pissed. Catch you all on the flip side. Like, comment, subscribe, share to others, and email ctai@protonmail.com if you want to join. And we talk about the trading, the investing, and more in-depth market cycles and everything. Peace out. Till next time.